Hello, how you doing? Today I'm going to be doing a video that shows the stretching routine that I do after my chronic fatigue syndrome or ME recovery workouts. Now these are actually stretches that I do at other times as well. Sometimes I do them first thing in the morning when I get up, or sometimes I do them before bed. So they're not strictly only for post-workout, but that is typically when I use these specific stretches the most. And the reason that this topic of stretching is so important is that in my experience with chronic fatigue syndrome or ME, and I've talked about this in other videos, I unfortunately had the experience that I was quite stiff and quite sore a lot of the time, and I found that stretching really alleviated that. So stretching after workouts, no matter how short the workout was a must, and any bonus stretching that I did throughout the day on top of that helped me even more. Helped me to have less pain, helped me to recuperate more quickly from exercise, and helped me to sleep better at night. And before I jump into this, I just want to say, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is hit subscribe, click that little gray bell, and then you'll get notifications whenever my videos come out. And then it will be up to you whether or not it's a topic that you want to check out. But at least you'll know that they're there and you won't have to go searching for me. I will come to you. And also, if you like this video, if you like the content, if you like the topic that's being covered, if you could click that like button, that would also be incredibly helpful. All right, so let's get right to these stretches. So when I do my stretches, I typically hold each stretch that I'm doing for about 20 seconds, and I use a timer on my phone. I don't set it for 20 seconds every time because that would get a bit annoying, I think. So what I do is I'll just pick a random amount of time and put it on the timer on my phone. So say 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and I'll hit start and just let it count down while I'm doing my stretches. And then as I'm stretching, I'll glance at it occasionally to see how long I'm holding each stretch, because I find if I don't do that, chances are I'm going to try and speed things along and hurry it up a bit, and I'm going to be cutting quite a few of them short and not getting that full stretch and not getting the full benefit from my efforts and what I'm trying to do with this. And what I'm going to be showing you is a fairly thorough full body stretch. So you don't need to do them all, but I'll show you a few, then you have some options and you can pick and choose as you like. So we're going to start with an ab stretch. So you're going to be lying flat on the mat on your stomach, resting your forearms on the mat on either side of your chest. Press your forearms into the floor and slowly elevate your chest off the mat. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, ensuring that your head is an extension of your spine. And we're going to hold this for 20 seconds, breathing deeply throughout the whole time. All right, next we're going to move on to a lats stretch. So starting on all fours on the yoga mat or on the floor, ensure that your knees are below your hips and that your hands are below your shoulders. So you're going to draw your glutes towards your heels and lower your torso towards your thighs. At the same time, extend your arms along the mat, resting your head on the mat between your arms. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Now, if this is too difficult for you, there's a modified version where you can stack your fists on top of one another and put them underneath your forehead, and that way you don't need to bend as far forward, but you can still get the benefit of the stretch. So next we're going to move on to a lats and deltoid stretch, that's sides and shoulders. So again, we're going to start on all fours with our knees below our hips and our hands below our shoulders. And you're going to take your left hand and lower your shoulder and place it on the mat so that your arm is stretched out underneath of you. At the same time, extend your right arm above your head, resting your head on the mat, and draw your shoulder blades down and back. So you're going to hold this one for 20 seconds. Breathing deeply throughout the whole time. And then we are going to switch for the other side. So you can release that side and now do the exact same thing on the other side. So from here, we're going to do another lat stretch, but we're going to do this one from a seated position. Now you're going to sit on the mat and take your left arm and rest your hand on your left leg. Lengthen your spine so you're sitting up tall, and reach your right arm towards the ceiling. And then reach your right arm over to your left side to lengthen the right side of your body, ensuring that both glutes, so your whole bum, stays glued to the mat. So hold this position for 20 seconds, breathing deeply throughout. Now we're going to switch and do the exact same thing on the other side. So from here, we're moving to a calves and hamstring stretch. So we're going to sit up on the mat with both of our legs extended out in front of us. Now bend at the hips and reach for your feet, or as far as you can. So if you can reach your toes, gently pull them back towards you, or else rest your hands on your ankles or your shins, whatever is most comfortable. So we're holding this, again, always 20 seconds, and breathing slow and deep throughout. Now each time you exhale, you can try to gently lower your torso a little bit further towards your legs, trying to deepen that stretch just a tiny little bit. From here, we're going to do an adductors stretch. So you're going to start out sitting on the mat, and then you're going to take both of your legs and bring them together so that the soles of your feet are placed together in front of you. And then place your hands on your feet, resting your forearms, if you can, on your thighs. Now, bending from the hips, lower your torso forwards towards the mat, and then gently use your forearms, if you're able, to press your thighs towards the mat. Now, I am not at all flexible, so I do not look fantastic doing any of these stretches. So if you are not flexible either, do not worry. It is okay. We are still getting the benefit of the stretch. We just might not look as sleek while we're doing it. So next, moving on to a calves and hamstrings stretch. So we're going to lie back on the mat with both of our feet, with our legs bent and our feet planted on the mat at about hip width apart, with our spine in a flat neutral position. Now you're going to extend one leg towards the ceiling and place your hands behind your knee, your shin, or your ankle, whatever is the most comfortable for you, ensuring that your tailbone remains on the floor. So you can hold this one, breathing deeply throughout, and again, every time you exhale, you can try and gently draw your leg in towards your torso a little bit further, just to increase the stretch. And then when that's done, we're going to switch, and obviously we need to do the other side. So from here, we're going to move into a glute stretch. So you're going to stay lying on the mat, flat on your back, once again, with our knees bent and our feet firmly on the mat, about hip width apart again, and our spine in a neutral position. So you're going to take your right leg and put it so that the ankle is resting on your left leg just above your knee, and then draw your left knee in towards your torso, resting both hands on the back of your left thigh. If you want to increase this stretch a little bit, you can reach a little bit further and place your hands on the front of your left shin. And this one, just like with a few of the others, every time we exhale, if we're able, we can try and draw that knee in a little bit closer to our chest so that we can intensify the stretch. And then we're going to switch and do the same on the opposite side. From here, we're moving into a hip flexor stretch. So we're going to start out by kneeling on our mat, and then take our left leg and take one giant step forward so that we're in a sort of low lunge position. And make sure that your left knee is not further forward than your toes. If it is, then you'll need to take a bigger step forward. Try and line that knee up, if you can, directly above your ankle. So keeping your torso upright, push your hips forward so that you feel a stretch along the front of your right leg. So keep breathing deeply, and again, each time you exhale, you can use your abdominals to tuck your pubic bone slightly towards your belly button and to try and increase the stretch. And once we've finished our 20 seconds on that side, we're going to switch and do the other side. From here, we're moving into a deltoids or shoulder stretch. So we're going to do this one standing on the mat with our feet hip width apart. Now take your right arm and bring it across your body, and take your left arm and place your hand on your right forearm, gently pulling it towards your chest. Now avoid shrugging your shoulders by drawing your shoulder blades down and back. So as we do this one, just keep breathing deeply in and out throughout, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. From here, we're going to do a tricep stretch. So we're going to do this one from standing as well, with our feet planted hip width apart and our arms loose by our sides. Now take your right arm overhead and place your hand back behind you between your shoulder blades. Now gently push down your right elbow with your left hand. Hold this one, breathing deeply throughout. And then we will switch and do the other side. Next, we're going to do a chest stretch. So this one we're going to do standing as well, with our feet hip width apart. So bring your hands together behind your body and interlace your fingers. Now gently extend your arms and pull your hands away from your body. This should cause your shoulders to retract, and it will open up your chest. So we can hold this one as is for the 20 seconds, or if you'd like to adapt it or deepen it a little bit, you can bend over, pulling those hands all the way up above your head. All right, now on to another calves and hamstring stretch, standing with our feet hip width apart. Now while keeping your legs straight, bend forward from your hips and reach for your toes with both hands, or as far as you can go. So you can rest your hands on the mat, on your feet, on your shins, whatever's most comfortable for you. So you can stand like this and you'll be getting a great stretch, or you can alternately bend and straighten your right and left leg, which will give you a little bit different, a little bit deeper stretch. Now we're going to widen our feet and take a large step out so that both feet are facing outwards a little bit. And then we're going to bend over at the hips, reach for the mat, or as far as you can go, and place both hands on the floor or on the opposite elbow if you want to hold them in mid-air, whatever is most comfortable for you. And breathe deeply, and we'll hold this position for 20 seconds. And with this one as well, each time you exhale, you can try and bring your chest a little bit further down and deepen the stretch a little bit more. Now we're just going to finish off with a rhomboid stretch. So you're going to be seated on the mat and bend your knees and position your feet together firmly on the mat in front of you. Now take your arms and hold each wrist with the opposite hand behind your thighs. Now lean back slightly, draw your chest away from your thighs, and separate your shoulder blades and round throughout your spine. Each time you exhale, you can draw your chest a little bit further away from your thighs to increase the stretch throughout your upper back. That's it, there you go. There's one of my post-workout stretching routines that I do all of the time. I don't know about you, but after I stretch, whether I've worked out or not, I always feel like a whole new person afterwards. My body just feels looser and less stiff and sore and just more open, and I just feel healthier and happier. I know that the stretching is helping to keep things moving in my body and keep me limber and just let it do all the things that it needs to do to take care of itself. So I really think that stretching is a great practice, in my experience, at least it has been for me, to incorporate into a chronic fatigue syndrome or ME recovery program. Whether this will be right for you will be up to you to decide, but I know that for me it has been invaluable. So that's it. That's all for today. I hope you found something here useful, helpful, gave you some ideas on how to stretch out your body. Please leave your comments, your suggestions for future videos. I'd love to hear them. I definitely value your feedback, and I very much put it to use when I plan my future videos. And come find me on social media. Say hello. I'm on Instagram every day, Raelan.Agle, or Facebook, Raelan Agle. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to chat and get to know you a little bit better. I'm here to support you. as much as I can. So until the next video, I hope you're doing well. Keep going, keep working, whatever you're facing, just keep at it. You've got this, and I will see you in the next video.